Welcome, everybody, to Taking Control, the ADHD podcast on rashpixel.fm. I'm Pete Wright, and I am here with the happy shopping Nikki Kinzer.
Hello.
Are you ready to go shopping? Is that what we're doing today? Serious?
We're going to talk. Yeah, we're going to talk about shopping online.
I love it. Before we do that, make sure you head over to TakeControlADHD.com. Get to know us a bit better. Listen to the show right there on the website. Subscribe to that mailing list. That is a great way to make sure you get a little email every week when the show goes live. And it's just really short. And it just says, hey, click here. The show's live. Go listen to it. Perfect. You can also, of course, subscribe to the show in iTunes or your podcatcher of choice and call us, 503-664-4ADD. Get your voice, get your thoughts on this show because we really want to hear from you. But mostly we want to tell you about new business. We have new business.
We sound like a board meeting. Anybody have new business?
I need a gavel.
I know, right?
Coaching is coming around again for June.
Yes. I'm going to open up a couple of coaching groups, new coaching groups, and they're going to start in June. So if you are interested in doing some group coaching, or if you're interested on some individual coaching, that's always open too. But please go visit my website at TakeControlADHD.com, and there is a registration form there that you can fill out and get signed up to one of the next groups that are coming up. New groups. Next group. New groups.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
The
good
groups,
stuff.
You're in, you've got we got the Google Plus set up for the group, the private groups. Is that so fun?
It is fun. And that is definitely one of the benefits of doing this group coaching is you get to be on this community online through Google Plus, and it's just the group. And so it's a great way for us to communicate in between sessions. And I post things that are relevant to what we've talked about. And other people have posted like funny things and questions. And it's just really been a fun platform. And so it's a great benefit to not only stay in communication with me, but also to other people in the group too. So it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it.
I think it's really great. It gives you that sense of sort of ongoing momentum. Like even when you're not actively in a call, you feel like you're still growing and moving forward. So I think that's a huge benefit.
Well, absolutely. And, not to toot my own horn, but you get to have benefits like one of the groups this last April wanted to know some of my systems. And so I actually posted some pictures with some explanations and, this is what I do. So there's a lot of benefit there.
A lot of benefit.
Yeah.
Pull back the curtain.
Check it out.
It's going to be super fun. So that's, head over to the website, Take Control ADHD, learn more, register now. Super fun. Yes. All right. So now we're talking about online shopping. How did this come up? How did we become the shopping channel?
I know, right? Well, I want to focus on focus. So I figured the next couple weeks, and I chose this topic because I think that in spring, a lot of people, when we've been talking about tolerations and follow through and it's just sort of, we want to be productive, and spring and summer, it's such a great time to be productive because it's beautiful outside. You're more motivated. Now we're going to be talking about shopping online, which is happening inside. So I'm kind of contradicting that piece of it. But it all is about kind of focus. And this actually was a question that came up to me, and this person that talked to me about it was really concerned. Like, I get stuck shopping online. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Well, I will want to buy something, and it could be something really simple, but then it's like this rabbit hole for her where she gets online and she can't make a decision because she starts looking at all of the choices and starts reading reviews. And then that confuses her more because what she thinks was good maybe isn't so good. And all of this stuff happens. And it's just, and then all of a sudden 2, 3, 4 hours go by and, really nothing has been a result of it. Like, she didn't buy anything.
Yeah.
So
I absolutely, I resemble that remark. And I didn't even think about it until you brought it up just now. That is and it's not just for me. Like my wife does it. My son does it. His grandparents give him money for a birthday party. He'll get on Amazon looking for toys and like things that he wants to do. And we'll sit there with him and he'll just spin. That behavior happens so quickly and so early that I think really building some habits around, how you focus online, that's probably really smart.
Well, and you can actually transfer the tips that I have to shopping, even, if you go into the stores. Like, this doesn't have to just be online. It can be anywhere. I think there's some good ground rules. But yeah, definitely I've got some suggestions of things to do if you have a particular item that you're looking for and you're going online to shop for it. The first thing that I would say to do is set your intention and write it down on a sticky note and put that right in front of you on the computer. And so it has to be that reminder, and it can't be something that you're going to ignore. So maybe it's not a yellow sticky note, maybe it's a bright orange one, and it's big, and you stick it on there and it says, my intention is to buy blank, blank, blank.
Oh, yeah.
And so what it's basically doing is it's a visual reminder of why you're here at the computer. Now, the second piece to that is setting some rules around what it is that you're looking for, like these ground rules, right? So, and also write them down, and you can either stick them on the sticky note or on the computer or have them next to you. But these rules are going to be your budget. So don't look for anything above your budget. So, how a lot of times you can have price range. If your price range is under $100, don't look at the stuff over $100.
That is super useful. And I would just add use the technology, right? When you go to Amazon, right, you have the ability to set the budget you don't want to look outside of. Don't even tempt yourself to look at things outside your budget by restricting that search to things that are, between $50 and $100.
Well, and then I think, restricting to what sites you're going to go to. So if you can just say, I'm only going to look at Amazon and then I'm going to put this price point down. Or if you're going to okay, well, I want to look at Amazon, but if they don't have what I need, then I'm going to go look at Target or I'm going to go look at Walmart or whatever it is that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. But also write down the specific stores that you're only going to look at, because the internet has all kinds of online stores of places that you've never heard of, right? And so you can get really stuck in that rabbit hole as well. And then I always question myself, and maybe I'm just not as trusting as I should be, but, is this a real store? Like, how do I know, that this is legit? And so I think just really setting the rules of what it is, your budget and where you're going to shop. So you're really kind of setting yourself up for success. And then the third piece of this is setting a time frame. And you have to really do this before going in, that if you really only want to spend an hour researching, then only spend an hour. Like, that is your max. Like, you don't want to be stuck, 3 hours later thinking, what did I just do with my time? And then set that timer.
Use the tools. You
have to use the tools, because I can guarantee you that if you don't, then you will get sucked into the endless time, and all of a sudden it's 3 hours later, right? So yeah, definitely set the timer or some kind of. I think you could do that on your computer, right?
Sure.
Can't you do something just to kind of have it pop up at you, like, okay, 15 minutes, wrap it up?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there are a number of sort of clock timer apps. There's, depending on what platform you're using, there's different tools, but we can talk about that another time.
Absolutely. So, but definitely set that timer. So not only do you have the sticky note as, to remind you of your intention and your rules, but you've got the timer telling you that it's almost time to wrap it up. The fourth tip I have, which I think can be really useful for people, is to be accountable for this. Like, tell somebody what you're doing, and, this can really work well, I think, between partners, so you tell your partner, your husband, your wife, and say, hey, I'm going to spend the next hour researching for this new blender. Or, this new juicer or whatever it is. And will you come and check on me, in about 45 minutes or a half hour and let me know how it's going? Or, make sure you come back and check on me like in an hour, so that if I'm not done, I have to tell you kind of where I'm at or whatever. And just being accountable and having that person, kind of know what you're doing can help, because again, it's just another reminder. It's all it is. It's just a person reminding you, this is what you committed to, and how close are you to being done.
Right.
Now, the fifth tip is, obviously we want you to make a decision, and that's the key. Now, making decisions is not always easy. And it may take longer than an hour. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but we just want to be more mindful of how we go into online shopping and how we go into researching products. And I think that if you're more mindful about it, setting these intentions and these reminders, it can kind of lessen that stress of actually making the decision. And a couple of things with that of, how do I make this decision? I think, it's important to know kind of what the return policy is. So if you really do feel like this wasn't the right purchase, you can return it. Maybe even before you go into the research, have an idea of what people are referring, or what are your referrals, because sometimes that can also narrow in your choices. Like, somebody said, well, these are the brands I like. You can also kind of put that into your set rules, right? Mm-hmm. But really and this is going to seem weird, but I would ask you to really think about, what's holding you back from making the decision, and what are you afraid of? We're going to go down the worst case scenario, which is strange because I don't usually say to do that. But in this situation, really, what is the worst case scenario? What is the worst thing that could happen if you make the wrong decision? Usually it's not that bad.
Right. Usually, what does it cost you? It may cost you up to the price of whatever it is you bought,
Exactly.
But mostly it probably costs you time, the time it takes to return it.
Time that it takes to return it, but versus what are you losing? You're losing that stress and that anxiety of, oh my gosh, I can't make this decision, and that's much worse to me than just, spending a little bit of extra time returning something. And we've talked about this before with decision making, and I talk a lot about it with organizing. It is a muscle, right, that we kind of build over time. And so the more comfortable we are with making decisions, the easier they're going to come in all aspects of our life. Not only when we're sorting and purging our stuff, but when we're trying to make a decision online of what blender to make. Mm-hmm. The more we practice this and get comfortable and believe that we have the capability and that we make good choices, then, it's not going to feel so bad.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Thank you.
That feels really good.
Awesome. Well,
these are such good tips, and I think it's something. I'm glad you brought it up because it's something that I don't think we as human creatures shopping online think about it probably enough.
I honestly think that most people just think, oh, I need to buy this. I'm going to go online and look. And then you just get sucked into it, And then if you're not really, again, I'm going to use this word, mindful about it, then it's really easy to, I just got an email. I better check that email. Mm-hmm. Oh, the Facebook just got a notification that somebody notified me on something. And so then it just takes longer because you haven't eliminated those distractions. Right. And so again, going back to number one, set the intention of why you're at the computer. What are you here to do? And
that's right.
Stay focused.
That's right.
You can do it, people.
You can.
You can do it.
That is a good message to kick us out of here on. So just a final reminder, make sure you head over to the website, Take Control ADHD. And, once you're done, making sure that you subscribe to this show in your podcatcher of choice or our email list. You should also check out group coaching coming for June groups.
June groups. That's right.
Sign up now.
You got it.
You got it. On behalf of Nikki Kinzer, I'm Pete Wright. Thank you, everybody. We'll catch you next week on Taking Control, the ADHD podcast.